Let's talk about TLC. So, excuse me, TLC was out here putting feelers on their fans because they wanted to see if y'all had moved on from Chili being outed as MAGA. I'm gonna sound like Trina Braxton. Outed. I was gonna say it like that, but outed as MAGA. And if you was wondering if they moved on, they haven't. Because the comments they were making where they would change up the names of the songs had me cackling. So the internet has been giving Rosanda Chili Thomas a moment of peace. Now, TLC's official Twitter account recently asked fans which songs they want to hear when the group hits the road, and responses quickly flooded in, trolling Chili. The ladies are set to perform across multiple cities later this year on its iconic tour alongside Salt and Pepper and special guests In Vogue. Excitement for the tour turned into controversy after reports revealed Chile donated to Trump's presidential campaign and reshared a conspiracy video claiming Michelle Obama was born male. Which, Chile, you should be the last one, because if you shaved off your hair and you literally, and you ain't got no titties, because remember, TLC once upon a time was known as Tittyless Crew. That's what they used to call them back in the day. See, look, I'm taking y'all back. TLC used to stand for, well, T-Boz left out in Chile, but they used to also call y'all Tittyless Crew because all of y'all was shaped like a damn boy. Now, if you were to cut off her hair and pretty much show her arms and everything, she looked like an older version of her son, Tron. That's what she would look like, Tron twin. That's basically what she would look like. So she did address the backlash, said she was a MAGA, and the support was for causes against human trafficking and veterans, even though everybody called BS on it. So we knew you was out here full of it. And then T-Boz went and exposed us, saying my teammate voted for her, or my bandmate voted for him, and basically put that out there. So of course people jumped in the comments, which had me cackling. And some people said, um, when they said on their page, they said, "Thank you to each of you for all our enthusiasm, for all your enthusiasm for the upcoming It's Iconic tour. We are working hard to put together a great show and for you, and can't wait to be on the road again. Any songs you're hoping to see from the on the set list?" And I want to also preface this by saying there's been rumors going around that the tour was canceled. It has not been canceled. I don't see any of the main blogs or anything talking about it. I haven't seen it on, and I'm talking about black blogs. And even I guess because this story has gotten so big, it would have popped up on the varieties, the deadlines, the entertainment weeklies, and even the tabloids like the page sixes and the Daily Mails. None of them announced this. There was some random blog on some Twitter that I ain't never heard of on Instagram that had canceled, written all over it, and there was no valid source of it. So the show is still going on, whether people want to accept that or not. But it's up to y'all whether or not y'all want to support it. So people sent in their recommendations of songs they want them to perform as part of the set list. So let's get through some of the songs that they chose. Now, one person said, well, they said a couple. They said Creep to Mar-a-Lago. Another said Ain't Too Proud to Donate. Another song, Red Cap Special. Blue Hat to the Back. And what about your vote? What about your vote? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down again? Oh, what about your vote? You know, that would be a good version of the song to do when you want the next person to come and vote in 2.5 years, I guess. So then more song choices. Don't go chasing white supremacists. So then they got Ain't Too Proud to Vote Against Myself. Free, yeah, I support them. Red Hat Special, not digging on mayo. I am fucking done. And another, what about your friends? Are they legal? Should we call ICE? And no scrub his name off the Epstein list. And then another person said, we want T-Boz to perform every song solo. Another person said, not paying to see crazy, sexy tune. Another person said, then they played the Billy Porter thing about where he went to Nicki Minaj, where he said, fuck her. That whole dramatic thing, that was aimed at Chili. And then somebody posted a picture of Michael Jackson back when he was black with an afro, and they said, oh, so Chili thinks she could pull a yeah, you raggedy bitch. And that's what they put in there. And then they got a picture of Jordan Peele in a blonde wig. To my, y'all thought this smoke had cleared enough to post this, huh? And that was like him sitting there drinking that Starbucks coffee. And then somebody put, guess who's going to the concert? Got a picture of Keith Sweat and it said, nobody. And then another person said, maybe just T-Bars and a left eye hologram. No, we've seen them do the hologram with Tupac. So I don't know if that's a good idea. So yeah. Um people look like they haven't moved on from the chili thing. But I also find it funny that people are out here asking why have people quickly forgiven Kanye, but people have gone hard on people like Chili and Chrisette Michelle. And look, as I said in my last video when I talked about this, Kanye may have sold out 2 nights at the SoFi Stadium and allegedly pocketed over $30 million, but you saw that he already had, on the flip side, the outcome of what happened with that festival he's supposed to do over in the UK. He couldn't secure a visa. They had him supposed to do 3 nights. They ended up having to cancel the whole thing because it didn't come with backup. And so, yeah, the UK ain't fucking with him, even though America is in California. He's able to sell out the SoFi Stadium. You haven't seen him perform anywhere else, unless that was just a one-off situation. And he pocketed 30 million, so he's good for now. Until you need to come out on tour again, we'll see what happens. But like I said before, he's got to do the work. And you have to also think Kanye is multi-generational. He has a lot more songs. He's still releasing music. When you look at Chrisette Michelle, she's cat collateral damage. When you look at TLC, yeah, they have hits, and yeah, they were the biggest girl group of all time back in the day, but they don't still hold that cultural significance that a Kanye does. Kanye still is able to still pull an audience, whatever, and you can dress it up, and maybe there is some gender bias with the situation, but it also is that young kids like him, older people like him, people in between like him, hip hop heads like him, white people like him. You know, he hits a multitude of different generations and demographics of people. TLC hits a certain demographic, as does Chrisette Michelle. So that's the way you also got to look at it. So um that's what I say. But yeah, that's the latest on that. So I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Would y'all have a cackle like I did over those damn song choices? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, have you even moved on and forgiven TLC? But even though I feel bad for Tion because she's getting astray and all of this, but Chili, you done fucked up the thing, and now look, these ladies are, your girl's caught between a rock and a hard place. You done messed up the coin. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.